Hello, my friends. Welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. This is Jennifer. Welcome to my backyard. I thought I would sit on my rocking bench and share my show and tell with you guys today because not only is it a beautiful day and the birds are singing and the sky is blue, but I have completely finished my Raggedy Rescue makeover. This is the first makeover that I've done. Previously, I have rescued the dolls and tried to just make them look like Raggedy Ann or Andy, and sometimes I made their clothes a little funky or whatever, but they were still Raggedy Ann and Andy. This time they are not Raggedy Ann and Andy. I had two thrift store Andys that looked like this, and I turned them into Aziraphale and Crowley from Good Omens. Before I show you these dolls, I do want to say that I do have a longer form video coming that will show you kind of the process that I went to turn these dolls into these two very well loved and well known characters. They're not tutorials as such, but there's a little tutorial vibe going on. So I hope that when I get that out, it's probably going to be a week or two because there's a lot of editing to do, but I hope you guys find that useful when I do share that. Today I'm going to do show and tell and give you the breakdown of what I did to turn each doll into their respective characters. So these are our guys. This is Crowley. This is Aziraphale, and I'm going to do just a little breakdown doll by doll. So we're going to start with Aziraphale. So his base outfit is really a Raggedy Andy outfit. All I did was make the sleeves longer and make the pants longer, and then I used his colors. The other big change was I made a split collar. This is like a little custom collar design that I drew just to make the collar look correct. His little bow tie was made from a thrifted skirts belt loop. This was the fabric that my eldest kiddo just loved for the tie, and it was the closest thing we could find. We'd been fabric shopping. We'd looked all over the place trying to find this fabric, and this was actually a skirt. I took the belt loop off, and then I fixed where I took the belt loop off, and I redonated it. So this is all I used from that skirt. So that's his base. Next, he has his little vest with his pocket watch here. This is a little button, just a little gold button with a little bit of gold. This is just like just almost like a ribbon that I had in my stash. The vest was actually like a toddler vest that we downsized. Again, this is something my kid picked out because they liked the way this fabric looked. His vest in the show is a little bit lighter than this, but you know, this is a running horse sort of cosplay. Like, you need to look at it and get the vibe. And I think as long as you get the vibe, you're good to go. So you definitely get the vibe. The vest was from an old Raggedy Ann and Andy clothing pattern from like the 1970s. I'll pop a picture of that in here. And it was meant to be made out of felt, so I actually altered the pattern a little bit so I can make it out of fabric, and I changed the shape of it a little bit so it'd be more like the shape of his vest. I also found a really great tutorial online, and I'll put the link to this in the description, for lining a vest. It really saved me since I was altering a pattern that was meant to be made out of felt. It didn't have any lining, so that tutorial was a huge help, and I'll put that in the description. Next up, we have his coat, and this is one of the things I am most proud of because I made this coat out of the Raggedy Ann dress pattern. So the Raggedy Ann dress pattern is made all in one piece. You cut the sleeves, the front, the back, everything all at one time. And then there's a slit in the back. It goes top to bottom. So there's just a seam there. I flipped it around. I actually drew on top of it with tracing paper. And then I did, this would have been the back of the dress. I altered the sleeves. I altered the shape. And then I created the collar and I added a little facing here so that we could have buttons on here. And yes, all the buttons do actually work. I pulled out my Janome so I can make buttonholes. So this is his little coat. It's made of just a heavier muslin. I really like the way it came out. I think it's super cute. I have one more thing on him, but I'm going to save that for when I show you the same thing on Crowley. So next up we have Crowley, and I am going to show you this a little bit different because his assembly is almost identical to Aziraphale's. It's just a little bit different in accessories, I guess. So he has the same. This is the same Raggedy Andy outfit. He does not have a collar because he wears a t-shirt with a vest over it, so no collar. I made a little This is a little snake belt. So this is a batik that I've had for ages, and it's perfect. I love it. It was just I just had a little bit of this left, and I used it for both the belt and the shoes. I forgot to show you Aziraphale's shoes. Let me show you those real quick. So he also has shoes. These are little shoes that were in the same pattern as the vest, and they're basically just little slippers. So Aziraphale's are shoes and Crowley's are boots. So same thing where I just matched his colors, but it was the Raggedy Andy base. And then I used the same button up his vest. He's harder to see on camera because everything he wears is black. So he has a vest that's made out of the same pattern, but I changed the neckline, and he has a little button right there. I added his little tie. This is made out of a recycled thrifted necktie that I think we got for like $2. So that worked out really well. I already showed you his little belt. His coat was made exactly the same way as Aziraphale's, except that it is shorter. So it's shorter and the sleeves are a little tighter. So the very, very last thing I want to show you guys, I am super pleased about, because this is a secret that I've kept from my eldest kiddo during this whole process. They've been involved in every step of the way except for this last piece. So it occurred to me that because there are occasions in the show where you see these characters with angel wings, I really wanted to include that. So I went to the website that I thought most likely to have this as a freestanding lace pattern, which is Urban Threads, and they had exactly what I wanted. So they have wings on the back, and these are actually just, I velcroed them on so that they can come off if my kiddo wants to take them off. I don't know that they will, but they can. This is hard to do backwards in the camera. But anyway, so they both have their wings. I love how they came out. They're so pretty. This took up most of my hoop, but they come in multiple sizes, so you can get these in smaller sizes. So this is what I have been working on for the last few weeks. They are done, 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 done. And by the time you see this, I will have already handed them off to my eldest kiddo. So guys, look for my process video in a week or two. If you have any questions about these guys, let me know ASAP, and I'll try to include it in that process video. I filmed a lot. I have so many clips and so many photographs, and I'm planning to record a video with music and no voiceover. But if we get to the point where I feel like you guys want more information, I have enough video that I could do smaller, shorter videos with voiceovers. So like if you wanted me to share how I did the vests or something like that, I could do that with a shorter video. I will be getting back to machine embroidery very soon. My husband has been diligently working on a list of titles for me. I need like 60 more titles, guys. So as soon as he has one row of titles, I think he's pretty close to having one row finished. As soon as I have a row of titles, I will get back to working on that. In the meantime, I might do a little bit of gardening. And then next week, I will be sharing my Talk to Me Tuesday block of the month quilt top with you guys. Our event is almost over. We have 2 more block patterns to share, and then I have a whole slew of ideas for finishing your quilt top. So that's next week. So next week will be 100% quilty, and I cannot wait to share that with you guys. I love the way my quilt top came out, and I really hope you guys like it too. I'm gonna stop yapping now and let you guys get on with your day. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you have a crafty week. Let me know what you think of these guys in comments, and I'll see you next week. Bye.